The idea of clinical depression as a disease, I reject absolutely, and I do not believe it. I believe
What? Okay, so I find it ironic that the right wing constantly claims to have a monopoly on facts, a monopoly on objective reality, and that leftists exclusively base their politics on their feelings when that's just the opposite of the case. Because not only do multiple studies confirm that conservatives operate on fear instincts, which is generated from the same place that many visceral and emotional responses are generated from, but they also confirm that Republicans empirically ignore what is evident, what is in front of them. So let's take a look, just at a brief summary of what clinical depression is, right? Okay. Clinical depression, what is? Okay. So let me share the tab with you all. So, clinical depression, also called major depression, is a mental health disorder characterized by persistently depressed mood or loss of interest in activities causing significant impairment in daily life. Possible causes include a combination of biological, psychological, and social sources of distress. Increasingly, research, again, ironic that, the right claims to have a monopoly on empirics, suggests these factors may cause changes in brain function, including altered activity of certain neural circuits in the brain. The persistent feeling of sadness or loss of interest that characterizes major depression can lead to a range of physical and behavioral symptoms. So, when you're appealing to disillusioned young men, Tate, I truly do find it ironic that you're just casting aside a major source of their problems and just writing their struggle off. This is such a horrible thing to do. Like, you were such a garbage human being, and I'm so just appalled at anybody that actually takes you seriously.
that certain things can happen that will make you feel depressed.
Yes, and that is clearly different from having clinical depression, because clinical depression is a heavily persistent state in which you feel not only disillusioned from what makes you passionate and what makes you happy, but also just a lack of energy in general. Yes, this absolutely is going to hurt the Republicans in terms of their reputation. It's probably going to backfire for them politically, and if the voters keep this in mind, because obviously, American people and the voters, they have really short attention spans, because Republicans actually won the House despite the fact that, Roe v. Wade got overturned in, I think, the summer, and Republicans really have no policy agenda. It's really going to hurt them. Yeah, I absolutely agree with you, Butter.
And I believe that it's an evolutionary instinct humans have to warn them that there's something they're unhappy about in their life, right?
What? Okay, you just described a negative feeling. What clinical depression is again a persistent phenomenon experienced by people that they just cannot seem to be passionate about what makes them happy. And for my own reference, I'm just gonna bring it up again because I have to read the facts out to you, Tate. Okay, mental health disorder characterized by persistently depressed mood or loss of interest in activities caused by significant impairment in daily life. So it's just beyond. I'm really in a bad mood today. I feel stressed at work. A lot of my friends just feel distant to me, and my relationships seem like they're at the beginning stages of falling apart. That's not clinical depression, but when you just absolutely cannot feel passionate about just anything that previously made you happy, and any new thing you try just doesn't make you happy, that is clinical depression, Andy boy. What are you saying? You don't have this struggle, and you are just absolutely horribly downplaying the struggle that so many people go through. But let's just finish this awful short because I can't cover it.
While people are pretending depression is why their life is shit. When in
Well, okay. If somebody has clinical depression, that's obviously a major source of why their lives are shit. Would you not agree?
reality, their life is shit, which is why they're depressed.
What? Yes. Can you not incur depression from your life being shit? Getting at your comment earlier about it, the manosphere uses men's issues in society as a mask to justify their hatred of women. Well, yeah, because I do truly think that a lot of their insecurities are based on this like projection of all the faults of society onto women, like because they constantly emphasize, okay, make your bed, you've got to pull yourself up by your bootstraps because nobody gives a care about you, and you are the one thing in life you can control. But then all their solutions just purely consist of blaming women for the inequities of society. Like, so which one is it? Are you going to work on yourself, or are you going to just blame this systemic problem? Like, I don't know what it is. And yeah, it's just a massive hatred of women. I don't think there's any ideological or any genealogical link between Gamergate and the manosphere, because obviously there is an ideological link, but they use their talking points nonetheless. And it's really scary what this has resulted in.
I don't believe in depression. I do believe in depressing. The idea of clinical depression as a disease, I reject absolutely, and I do not believe in.
Okay, have fun living in your absolute fantasy land.
I believe that certain things can happen that will make you feel depressed. And I believe that it's an evolutionary instinct humans have.
Yes. That's why clinical depression manifests. So, okay, try to get your narrative here straight. Straight. Andy boy. I almost said his name. I really don't want to say it. I've already said it a couple times in the stream, and I don't want to say it because it might get me demonetized, but I don't know. It's a controversial issue, but okay.
Warn them that there's something they're unhappy about in their life, right? A lot of people.
That's what causes clinical depression. Get your narrative straight, man. So are you saying, okay, because these things are bad in their life, that's why they have clinical depression? Or are you saying, okay, no, clinical depression doesn't exist, and it's only these things in your life that you need to fix? Which one is it? Like, it kind of sounds like you're contradicting yourself in this short.
Or pretending depression is why their life, when in reality, their life is why they're depressed. I don't.
So it does exist. You're saying clinical depression is a thing? Okay, so that's the end of it. Yeah. He's just such an awful person. I'm coming out with a new video that consists of research